Hey, Northpark. My name is Ryan Kinney, and I'm the lead pastor of Midtown Vineyard Church here in Tower in Fresno. And I just wanted to say thank you. You may or may not know, but you as a church have supported us financially in our infancy. And in a very timely manner. See, our story goes a little bit like this. We chose to launch a church publicly on Sunday, February 9th of 2020, which if you do the math, that's 5 Sundays before a global pandemic. Who would have thought? Now, while we all thought that we would be back to normal probably by Easter, we quickly learned that that wasn't the case. So we as a church, doing what we could in our, little ways, and we're passing around these camera kits each week so that different people can lead different elements of a Sunday gathering. And we realized that as we started to talk about what does it look like to start gathering again in person, we didn't really have an option as we were meeting out of an elementary school. And this was about the same time where your leadership came to us and said, hey, how can we help you in this time? And we're just so thankful for that because really what came about, other than great lunches with Bob and phone conversations that I'm always so encouraged by, is this space right here that I stand in, which we now call the back room. And what it did is it actually allowed us a space to start to transition into public gatherings again. So we can get a handful of people in here, rather than all leading from our homes separately, we can come in here and let the Spirit move in a unique way that could then actually kind of move out through the cameras a little bit differently, as I'm sure you understand. And then we started to say, okay, what does it look like to actually have people come into this space? We could have 20, 30, 40 people come in, worship together, and others still join us virtually. So not only did you help create space for this, in this back room, but you also helped purchase all the equipment to be able to do that, as we were not an online church like many of us, right? So we're so thankful that you have done that. And so that was the short-term thing. As our Sunday location changed, which was another great story, we realized that this space could continue to be a blessing both to us and the community. So this has been a space where we've done all of our spiritual formation courses, prayer trainings, Bible studies. We've had people come together for just unique purposes and just what God is doing in and through their life and has helped shape us as a church, oftentimes even through meals. It's just been wonderful and so helpful to us to continue to form. But then it also has looked like, what does this mean for the community? How do we as a church continue to have a pulse on what's going on? So we've actually turned this space while we use it when we need to throughout the week. For example, we have a leadership retreat coming up next week. And so we continue to do these things, but then we also rent it out to local nonprofits, to CBOs who need affordable space to meet, to talk through the things that they're doing in our city. We've had some people do birthday parties here already. We have other things going on where you got different mom and baby training classes and so many unique things, the performing arts. It's been incredible to see how we can continue to use this space really to stay intact with the community, that we can have a pulse on what's going on, and it's provided unique ways for us to be able to do that. So we're so thankful that you chose to come alongside us, to be generous, and to financially partner with us in what God is doing in and through Midtown. My last thing, Alan Kreider writes a book called The Patient Ferment, and a lot of what he does is he asks questions around what was up with the early church. How did they actually turn into the largest movement we know as Christianity, and following Jesus, and what did that look like even under a time of persecution, which is much different than how we tend to use that word today, but that's a different talk. And I also say that church plants take 3 to 5 years to become self-sustainable, and Alan Kreider points out that the early church, one of the things that made them become a movement was patience. That they were patient, they could wait. When things were hard, when things were good, they were patient. They waited on God to move, to form, to shape, to call. And one thing that you've helped us to become self-sustainable in our infancy is that we can be patient. And as you know, oftentimes resources help you be patient in very unique ways. So with that, our patience has been able to increase. And I think we've been able to be open in new ways to what God wants to do in and through Midtown. So for that, we are so grateful. And I don't want you to just hear from me. I want you to hear from some of our leaders also. So here they go.
Midtown is so thankful for Northpark community.
Thank you, Northpark Church, for your generosity to Midtown. We are so thankful for your partnership.
Thank you, Northpark Community Church. Midtown Vineyard Church greatly appreciates you.
Hey, thank you, Northpark, for all of your generosity.
What up, Northpark? We are super grateful for your generosity.
Thank you, Northpark Community, for your generosity.
Thank you, Northpark, for your generosity.
Thank you, Northpark Community, for your support. It means so much to us.
Bob, I love you. Thank you so much for supporting Midtown, seriously. your support and belief in me and Ryan and what we're trying to do in Midtown, to just share the gospel, to be an alternative witness to Christ is just, it's amazing. So, love you, man.
So again, we are so grateful for you. You have come alongside and you have been generous, and I hope that this is an encouragement to you, that beyond what God is doing in and through your church, in and through your lives as a community, He's also working through you into the lives of others in churches around our city. So be encouraged by this, and just hats off to your leadership who have just modeled generosity and have actually looked outside of themselves, even amidst hard times. So someone, I don't know, give a high five, a pound, a slap on the back of the neck, a hug to Pastor Bob and your leadership, because I'm just so thankful for all of you. And we look forward to what can continue to come through our relationship. So God bless.